question you need to know about Jenga is that it's life. Not literal life, of course, although for some people it is. Jenga is sort of your lifetime of emotions. Hopefully you've seen Inside Out. If you haven't, the gist of the movie is that there are 5 emotions: anger, fear, disgust, joy, and sadness. In the movie, they work to operate your brain and they all need each other. To summarize, your body can't live without sadness because then we wouldn't know what truly makes us happy. You can't live without fear because then when would you get the chance to be brave? What about anger? Anger encourages you to do something you disapprove of. Disgust helps you form opinions. And lastly, joy is what makes life so fantastic. Like a Jenga tower, when you pull out too many of these emotions, your body will crash and tumble. Physically, you will be fine, but mentally, you'll feel a sort of emptiness. However, you don't want to have too much or too little of them. You never want to be afraid of everything because then when would the happiness shine when you accomplish something that you thought was terrifying? For example, let's say someone has never been out of the country. They are afraid to leave their home and they have so much fear that they can't let the happiness through the door. If that person took a risk and was brave to face their fears, they can see how awesome it is to go to a new environment. One time when I was in 1st grade, my dog passed away. I was so upset, I thought there was an actual hole in my heart. I used to think the sadness would never go away. Then my parents surprised us with a new puppy, and there was balance between joy and sadness again. Your Jenga tower is all about balance. Remember what your science teachers told you? If something is heavier, it will start to tip downwards. There will be uneven balance. When your sadness gets heavier and heavier, it will tip over, leading to consequences. I took a survey to see what the balance was for people's emotions. Thank you to those 63 people that took my survey. Here's the results. Of the main 5 emotions, joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust involved in people's lives, joy is in the lead. 49 people think joy is involved in their life the most. 5 people chose sadness, 4 people said anger, 1 person said disgust, and 4 people said fear. It is certainly possible for every emotion to have a chance at being involved in your life the most. You just can't let that main emotion control you. The next question was, based on your previous answer, do you have an uneven balance between this emotion and other emotions? 40 people said no, 23 people said yes. It's great that we're being honest. Here comes the second biggest question. Do you wish you had more of a different emotion in your life? 29 people said no, 11 people said yes, and 23 people said sometimes they do. Based on the data, some people who said joy still want a different emotion in their life. This is incredible. People that chose joy wanted a different emotion in their life, even if that emotion wasn't the happiest of them all. Here comes the most important question. Which emotion do you want to get rid of the most? 10 people want fear to leave, 9 people want disgust gone, 5 people are saying bye to sadness, and 22 people kicked anger out. Then there's the last 17 people. They said they don't want to get rid of any emotions. I was so happy. They recognize the balance we need between emotions. I'm not saying the people that chose to get rid of an emotion are wrong. I'm saying they need to look at this in a new way. Your emotions shape you. The majority wanted to get rid of anger, but you can't. Let's take politics. We know there are hundreds of different opinions there. Why do you think brave protesters start protesting? Anger got them started. They disapproved of what happened, and anger encouraged them to take action. Anger and bravery work together. Think about when you are playing Jenga and the tower wobbles. Obviously, it wobbles because you pulled too many blocks out. The same thing goes for emotions. If you keep getting rid of emotions you don't like, your Jenga tower in your brain will be mishmashed and shaken up like a drink in the blender. Don't feel like you need to get rid of anything. All emotions are what make you human.